Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Alright, so this video obviously contains spoilers if you haven't seen the movie. If you don't care about that, watch the video. If you care about that, probably don't watch the video. But, so, the movie opens up with some Final Destination bullshit, right? Straight advertisement, bro got a Snicker bar, right? He takes it off, or takes the wrapper off, and then the wrapper goes into the system and fucks up the door. That wouldn't have happened. I think that this area was so sanitized and so, like, secure that they wouldn't even allow food in there. So, just saying, that probably would not happen. But, anyway, so this Snicker candy bar falls off, and it falls into the door, like, airlock, and it malfunctions the door. And then this big, ugly-ass dinosaur comes through. This thing is not a dinosaur. This thing is a kaiju. Because when it appears at the end of the movie, this thing is like the size like 2 to 3 T-Rexes. Like, it is huge, right? So they open that door on accident, and then this big ass dinosaur escapes. That's basically how the opening is. We cut like 17 years later or something, and now we're in present day. So at this point in the movie, what I already don't like is we spent all the Jurassic Worlds basically protecting dinosaurs, and all they want to do is stop them from going extinct. Like, the whole plot line was, do not let the dinosaurs go extinct, because they have every right to live as we do, right? So, this movie is basically like, oh, the dinosaurs are naturally going extinct. What was the point of the other movies? Couldn't tell you. And they find out that the ecosystem isn't built for dinosaurs anymore, except for near the equator of the Earth is where dinosaurs thrive and live. But near the equator and where the dinosaurs are thriving is an area where they used to dump dinosaurs that were like experimental dinosaurs that were ugly and like not pleasant to look at and like wouldn't work for the theme park. So they threw all the like ugly dinosaurs there, which a lot of the other dinosaurs there were actually pretty badass. So we start out with, there's this family of 3. It's a dad and 2 daughters, and then I believe the oldest daughter has her boyfriend, which her boyfriend is bro. My daughter's boyfriend disrespects me like this, motherfucker's getting thrown in the ocean with the Mosasaurus. Just saying. They're on like a fishing adventure with their family, or they're like trying to travel between the ocean. At this point, they know Mosasauruses exist, but everyone's under the impression that they're nearly extinct. So no one's really worried about like, oh, it's really gonna pull up. But, you know, obviously one does. And when the Mosasaurus does pull up, it attacks our ship, and then we find out that the Mosasaurus is working with multiple Spinosauruses who can now swim. I don't think they could, or not that they couldn't swim before, but they weren't like aquatic. But now every dinosaur is. We find out that the Mosasaurus actually teams up, or bitches, Spinosaurus, and all the Spinosaurus work for the Mosasaurus to help them hunt. They all attack this little tiny ship with this family on it, and then they get stranded. They don't die, but they get stranded. And then there's this research team that is trying to hunt the Mosasaurus to get his DNA to... I actually don't remember why they're trying to get his DNA. I think it was because they're trying to, like, resuscitate or, like, just experiment with the DNA. But this family that got stranded, right? They call for a signal. They're like, hey, we got stranded. We need someone to come pick us up. This team that's after the Mosasaurus picks up the signal and then drops their mission, searching for the Mosasaurus for now, and then goes and saves them. They don't tell them, like, they don't tell this family that we're hunting the Mosasaurus. So, they go to hunt the Mosasaurus, finds out that Mosasaurus was actually hunting them. Plot twist! So, they're trying to get this DNA sample from the Mosasaurus, right? And the Mosasaurus just starts attacking them. And then with the Mosasaurus, they have the Spinosaurus attacking as well. So they're worried about damn near 4 big-ass dinosaurs. If I'm worried about any dinosaur, especially on the water, it's going to be the Mosasaurus. Because that shit is so terrifying. I would fight any dinosaur other than a Mosasaurus. Because you're fucked. But basically, They're trying to get this DNA sample from the Mosasaurus. They do end up getting it, but not until their fucking entire ship is destroyed. Almost damn near most of the crew is dead. A Spinosaurus eats one dude, and then when they're getting attacked, the teenage girl from the family is supposed to go call backup. Not like backup, but like some rescue. They're supposed to call rescue, and she goes to do it. But the team that picked them up is illegally hunting these dinosaurs or illegally getting these DNA samples. So the main man tries to kill the daughter. She falls off. She falls into the water. The boyfriend jumps in after her, saves her, and then they wash up on the island. The island they wash up on is filled with dinosaurs. It's the one where they all live, right? The one where they got dumped. And so this rescue team is hunting dinosaurs for DNA samples. There's 4 specific ones we're looking for. And the family got split up from the rescue team. So we have 2 different story views now, okay? We have the rescue team, and now we have the family. They wash up on shore, and one of the chicks is looking at their gear, making sure, oh, what do we have still? And then a Spinosaurus comes out from the water and just eats her. Cinema. And so, obviously, what are you going to do, save her? The Spinosaurus jumps out, grabs her, and then pulls her into the water. So there's no saving her. Like, she's dead. And then, so they're like, okay, we just got to keep moving. We got to go through the forest. Then we cut to family's POV. And they're just walking the island, just like trying to figure out like where are they, what's happening, and then they see a bunch of dinosaurs. There is damn near every dinosaur that we've ever seen, and then some. And then it just turns into a basic Jurassic Park movie, right? Running through the forest, getting chased by dinosaurs. So the dad, at some point in the movie, hurt his ankle, so he couldn't move very well. This family, they're trying to find a raft for some reason. If you are running the entire movie so far from aquatic dinosaurs, why are we trying to get on the water? Doesn't make sense to me. But for some reason they want to. So they find this raft. And bad thing about the raft is there is a T-Rex sleeping right next to it. She pumps up the raft. We see the raft pump up. It falls down. T-Rex gone. I'd be losing my shit. Then we turn around. The T-Rex is not even like aware of them. It's just drinking water. So they get in the boat. T-Rex turns, sees them. T-Rex are sprinting, right? We see the T-Rex fall into the water. Okay, it just fell. Maybe they're fine. Nope. Turns out T-Rexes can also swim very well. Instead of the T-Rex jumping up and just eating them, for some reason he wants to play with them and knocks over their tube. Why? And then we go through this like chase sequence where the T-Rex tries to eat them. They get away, obviously. Spoiler alert, the whole family survives. It's just a bunch of kids, so obviously they're not going to kill any kids. They get away. T-Rex is so sad, didn't get any food. And that's basically where they're at right now. Alright, now let's go back to the rescue team. They just got the DNA of this really tall dinosaur. I don't know what it's called. I don't know what any of these new dinosaurs are called. They're all stupid ass names. I'm not gonna remember them, don't really care. We had this like really, really big dinosaur. Honestly, I think it looked badass as hell. It had a super long tail. It looked cool as fuck. But they're plant eaters, so they're like herbivores. They're not gonna like attack. They're chill. They get that DNA sample. The last DNA sample they need is a pterodactyl. So they're scaling this mountain. Then they find this old temple that was just on this island. They go in there, and then they see that there is a pterodactyl nest. They're trying to get the DNA sample from an egg, and then this big ass pterodactyl the size of like a fighter jet comes in and just starts eating motherfuckers. I think it took 2 of the crew, and then everyone else obviously escaped because we can't kill the entire crew or the movie's over. They end up getting the DNA sample. They fall off the cliff, somehow survive, and just continue on with their way. The 2 groups reunite. The dude that tried to kill the teenage girl pulls a gun on them, and everyone's like, oh, it is what it is, I guess. Now he's just in control, and they're trying to get off the island. So this island was at some point inhabited by the people that, like the scientists that were working on the dinosaurs, but it hasn't been in like the past like 30 years. And so they find these buildings, and at night a generator turns on and powers up the entire city still, apparently. And when the city powers up, it attracts a bunch of dinosaurs because it's like a bunch of lights and shit, like a bunch of noise and shit. So they're in the city, and then the generator activates and a bunch of dinosaurs pull up. They just start getting like chased around by dinosaurs. They find this like underground trail area. The guy with the gun at this point took a car and just dipped, right? Like he just like tried to get away. So he is currently out of the picture. He just dipped. He's still on the island, but he has a vehicle now. And he took all the DNA samples with him. Our two groups are now one. They're working together trying to figure out how to get off the island. There's supposed to be this rescue copter to come get them. So basically all they're doing is waiting it out and waiting for this rescue copter. So then the rescue copter is there. And at first they can't see them. It's nighttime. And they're like all at this point hiding underground. But one guy runs up and like gets their attention. He finds a flare and gets their attention. And the helicopter turns back around. And we're like, it's like super foggy, but we can see the light. So we're like, okay, we're good. We're about to get picked up. And the light gets super close. Turns out there's a big ass dinosaur from the beginning of the movie is just eating the fucking helicopter, and the lights just like beaming around, and now all these pilots are dead, and they have no way home. But they found out on the security cameras that there was a boat, like a safety raft at the docks. So now that's their backup plan. So running from this fucking kaiju, they have to try to get to this raft. Once they eventually get to the raft, at this point they're already fighting 3 dinosaurs, but they got away. And then the moment they get away from these 3 dinosaurs, that's when this big ass dinosaur comes. And then the dinosaur's about to eat them right as they're at the raft. One of the main characters, probably one of the most likable guys in the movie, distracts the dinosaur, runs away. We get an off-screen death, right, for him. Then they get on the boat, they actually get away. I would be terrified. Even if you're off the island, wouldn't you still be scared of the Mosasaurus? Or like the Spinosaurus? Like, you're still in the water, you're fucked either way. But they get on the boat, and then they dip. Oh, big surprise, actually. He didn't die off screen. Plot twist, he's alive. And you would think, this doesn't sound like an ending. Sounds like some more shit's gonna happen, right? No. Credits start rolling. There was no wrap up. They never got back to no. They didn't die, but there was no ending, no wrap up. That is my biggest flaw with the movie. I don't get that. I don't know how they're it just ends. I think that was so stupid. But overall, it is easily not the best Jurassic Park movie, but I don't think it was a bad movie. I think it is heavily overhated. Everyone I asked was like, that movie's horrible. It was not a bad movie. It was good. I actually genuinely enjoyed the movie. The beginning was very slow up until the Mosasaurus part. Once we got to the dinosaurs, the movie was very interesting. The ending sucked. Cannot lie. But other than that, wasn't a bad movie. But ranking of Jurassic Park movies, it's definitely the worst. But not a bad movie. I would go see it. Alright, that was your breakdown of the Jurassic Park movie. I don't think it was bad. If you haven't seen it, I recommend going to see it. But appreciate y'all for watching the video, and I'll catch you all next time.